Hey y'all, I hope all is well. Today we're going to cook some South Sudanese frozen okra soup. I process it myself or stew. So currently I'm adding, I cut the tomatoes in the middle so that the hot water can penetrate and the skin can be easily peeled. So you pour hot water on it and cover it while you're washing your meat. And I soak this meat with salt before I wash it. So wash your meat thoroughly. Doesn't matter unless you killed the meat yourself. Even so, you still have to wash it. So I'm washing it now while my tomatoes are being soaked in hot water. You boil it in a kettle and then pour on top of it. And then you can wash this meat more than 5 times. So some people can wash 10, but I wash it 5 times. This time it wasn't that dirty, and just keep washing until your meat is clean and the water is clean. By the way, how are you guys all with this festive season? How's Christmas on your side? Did you have fun? Did you have a great time with your family? Is everything going well with you all? And I hope the next year, 2025, will be a great year for you all. And the meat is all done now. See, that's so clean. And I think I was washing dishes there, but I cut that part off. And after like 5 to 10 minutes, checked your tomatoes and then peel the skin off, because I don't want the skin off onto my stew. And sometimes I cooked it before, but it just roll up. It doesn't dice unless you blended it. But and this one, just peel the skin off all of your tomatoes. You don't need to use as much tomatoes as I did, but I wanted more tomatoes on my stew, on my okra stew. That's why I use 5 of them. But because I'm going to add also tomato paste, maybe 1 spoon in there later, so that's why. So I will just continue peeling the skin off, and then after we peel the skin off, we're going to chop it properly. So if you hear noise in the background, there's kids. So I'm in around area where there's a lot of kids while I was recording this video, and also rain. So if you hear bird, everything, rain, bird, kids, if you hear them, so I'm recording where there's a lot of kids and nature is around and raining as well. So yeah, and then I just continue peeling. I'm nearly done, and it's just very nice. I like okra stew, very delicious with assida, with kisra, with rice. You can eat it with anything that you opt to pair with it. But in Sudan they eat it, or South Sudan they eat it mainly with assida rice. This kind of dish. Traditional one, they eat it with assida mainly because it tastes so good. It match well with assida. With this kind of modern one, this is both Sudan and South Sudan cook this way or eat this way, and you can eat it with kisra, assida, rice. That's what you can. And if you don't want to eat carbs, I don't know what you're adding with, you can just use it with it. And then some people can even eat with bread. It's optional. That's how we do it. Yeah. After I'm done peeling the skin off, that's how. And also notification from my other social media is popping up. If you hear that, those are the one. So chop the ends off, and then cut your tomatoes into 2 and slice them roughly chopped, and then dice later. So there's no law of how you can chop your tomatoes, because we're going to cook them anyway for longer. It's not like a short cooking. This is a long process of cooking the okra stew. There's a way that I like my okra stew. I don't want the seed to be in it, the white one. I want them to be brown, and it look nice that way. And then you won't have the fresh earthy okra in there if you cook it for long, the way I'm cooking right now. And that's how I like it, my stew. And the stew must turn brown, because there's another method which is a traditional method, where you can cook your onion green and it still doesn't smell. And I'm not into that method. I'm into this kind of method. It's a mufruk, but this is not mufruk. This is just uh, normal okra, chopped thinly, and I freeze it myself. I bought it fresh. It was too much. Then I cut it and then I freezed it. It's much better for me to preserve it so it doesn't go off. And yeah, as I'm just chopping them, dice them thinly, as you can see what I'm doing right now. And after that, I'll put it in a bowl, and we'll check the rest of the ingredients that will come with this the okra, that will accompany the okra soup. And I'm going to cook it maybe for two hours, because the meat need tenderizing, plus also the okra need time to cook. And yeah, the process would take that long, but we have to kind of like make it short, otherwise it will be so boring for you guys to watch long process of it. It's better to get the snapshot of what you're supposed to do, and the cooking time will cut it, so it's not that meaningful, like preparing for it, cutting, chopping, or dicing your ingredients. Like right now, I'm just dicing the tomatoes on camera, but the rest off camera. And then we have our beef. This is beef, a meat with some bones on it. This is more like that's how I like to cook my okra, with some bones. And then the diced tomatoes, chopped and diced tomatoes I have, as I showed you. And then I have garlic, I have some chili. You can use green, but I like the red one, and it add color. And then diced and chopped onion in here. And then we have the hero of the dish, the frozen okra. As you can see, the ice and everything is still there, not yet defrosted. So keep it that way, don't defrost it, and then you pour it on your dish while it's still frozen, so it's better. Don't defrost it. And then we have the spices here. As you can see, you have the beef cube, we have the pepper, we have the paprika, we have, I think this is parsley, we have cumin, and then we have rosemary, I think we have nutmeg, and I think that, yeah, nutmeg, yeah. So it's just explaining it through, but I'm doing voice over instead, because it was just too noisy, the fan in the kitchen. As you can see, the spices there, but you don't have to use all, you can just use your own. Now we're adding sunflower, but you can use any oil of your choice. Exclude the olive oil, and that one you can use it for salad and all that stuff. And then I add the onion. We're not going to brown it per se, we're just going to cook the onion a little bit, and then we can add salt on for the onion to cook faster. That's another way you can do. Yeah, so I'm just stirring the onion so it doesn't burn. That's why you can have I know in Sudan this kind of onion they use it for salad, but the red or purple one is more for cooking, but I just use it for cooking, this one. So I add some ingredients earlier. I add the garlic, and then I added the chili. I thought I was filming, but I wasn't filming. And I add the Maggi cube also, plus salt in here. So sorry about that. I thought the camera was rolling, but it wasn't. So as you can see, I already stirred it too. So yeah, just add your garlic, add your tomato, add your garlic, and then add your chili, and then you have beef stock, and you add salt, so your meat can be nice and tender. So and then just stir it and let it cook for a little bit, and then you can stir it, and your meat can be chunky like mine, But you can also cut your meat into small cube. Okay, if you have bunch of beef, but I like it chunky because there's some bones on it. Then after that you add your the diced tomatoes last. The tomato is a bit sour. The main purpose of this, I added last so that it can cook. I added last before because I don't want it to be cooking with. I want the chili and the garlic to release their own flavor first, and then while the meat absorb it, and then I added the tomato last. So as it's the taste is sour, but when we cook it for long, that sour taste will disappear. So you have very pleasant taste. So the reason why I'm even adding fresh tomatoes, and then later I'll put the canned one. The fresh tomato have this really nice taste. You add a flavor of freshness to the dish, to the okra, than the canned one. You can add both. You can use one of each, but I prefer to do this method for myself. And then let it simmer. Let the tomatoes, let the meat, let all the ingredients simmer. Don't add any water. This is the best way you get flavor out of your to your stew. Because when they simmer together, then you pour the water, the whole stew, the whole meat observe the flavors from the tomatoes, from the garlic, from the chili, from the beef stock, from the salt. It observe it so well. And then even if you pour water, your meat will not be bland in taste. It will be so tasty. So just simmer them until the water is completely reduced. Then we'll add the water where the beef will cook for quite some time. Because you want a tender beef, we don't want a tough meat, okay? We want the meat to fall off, the bones, even the ligament, the tough one will be easy to bite through. So that's what we want from our stew. That's how I like it. And I zoomed it just close. Look at that color. It's amazing. So bright and clear. So clean. Like it's not. It doesn't look like no, but it's so clean, so bright, and I like this kind of color beforehand. Even if we add, still can retain the color later. So after maybe a little bit the water reducing, it's reducing slowly, which is good. We are not rushing. We don't want, because this is for dinner. Dinner will be around 6 o'clock. So after this reduce, look at that, everything is reduced. The ingredients that I added earlier cooked well. The onion, the tomatoes, is like they're invisible now. You don't see them anymore. And then just stir, and then we're going to add water after we stir. Yeah, this just keeps passing by here. Yeah, so look at that. The water is no longer much, and it's so nice. This was so tasty, but you can eat it even with this now, with bread. You can dip bread on this. You're ready to go. It's very tasty. I think at this moment I added 1 spoon of 1.5 of canned tomato paste. This is one canned tomato paste is very like a lot of one we use in Sudan per se. People use it a lot with stews and all that. So, and then after you add it, just stir it, and we're going to simmer this for quite some time also. And then before we add the water in it. See that? So good, so tasty. Oh my god, I love okra stew with assida, especially in a hot, no, in rainy and cold day. Oh my god, you'll be like a kid, because kids love okra too. It's easy to swallow, it's not difficult, it's just lovely. So I love that. In summer still, but this kind of dishes is more like you will enjoy it more in when it's colder. But as you know, in Sudan in general, Sudan is a hot country, especially the northern part. It's very hot. People still eat it in summer, and you be sweating like crazily. Oh man, memories come through when I was little. We used to eat this a lot. This was my favorite dishes when I was younger. I think I simmered it for a while, but I was forwarding this quickly by speed to just spit it out. And if you watch up to this point, what are you waiting, my people? Just please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And also, if you're a new YouTuber or just you grace my channel today, don't forget to leave comments. What do you think about the dish? What kind of dish of any Sudanese or Sudan dish you want me to cook? Just leave it down below. I'll make it for you. I think after it simmer, I added water. So really, it's not rocket science. Add plenty of water, and we're going to reduce the water. Then we'll add the okra. Yes, subscribe. And what kind of Sudanese or South Sudanese dish you have eaten or you have cooked, or is this your first time seeing South Sudanese how we cook our okra stew? And this okra is not just eaten in South or North Sudan, it's eaten all the way to the Middle East. They eat this one also. And all the African countries from the north, south, east, west, they eat the okra, So everybody eat it, but the method of cooking is differ, but it's actually similar, especially when it comes to traditional or just cooking the stew in general. And some Asian countries too, they eat the okra, but the method of cooking is different. Not all, okay. Yeah, so after I added water. After I added water in it, so look at that color, so beautiful. The color is beautiful. This is the reason why I added the fresh tomatoes and then the paste. So you add this nice vibrant color on it. So that's why I added it. Yeah, so after I added this, and the color is amazing. And we're going to simmer it. This dish is more like a patient. You need to be patient and need to be present. It's not like the dish that you just want to cook it and in that little moment and you leave it. No, you need to be there, present. Like so our dishes are oh my God, our dishes are tasty. Like Sudanese dishes, we have variety of stews, of soups and whatnot, but it's not all yet surfaced into this YouTube street. But we're gonna bring them all. We're gonna bring all these hidden dishes of South and Sudanese dishes that we have so many tribes. In the South alone, we have like 54 tribes there, and each cook different with their own stews, traditional stews. Sorry guys, the cicadas out here too. Like this one, like a forest, kind of like where we are. And then after you're done, your water is reduced, then add your frozen okra. Please don't defrost your okra. Just let it add it frozen, because it will remain fresh. If you defrost your okra, it's not gonna be fresh anymore, and it becomes something else. So just let it freeze. So the cicadas they're coming out now because the rain stopped. They were hiding from the rain. Now they're all coming. So if you hear different type of people talking, we are in the campground, like camping. That's why I'm just doing this recording so I can upload the video. You guys can have a video overnight on a Saturday. Yeah, as I was saying, South Sudan already have 54 countries, and then we have a different type of stew. Yeah, we all have a different type of soup, how they cook it, how they prepare it. And as you can see, look at that, it's so nice and beautiful, very colorful. The okra is nearly done, and it's actually, you can even cook it like this. Some people like thick, some people like their okra soup slightly thicker and light, like how you see now on the screen. But I want to cook it a little bit more, so I have less water The thickness could be not too thick, not too thin, so that's what I'm looking for. And you can even cook it more, like where you don't see the okra anymore. It became like dry okra. After it's done, how you know your food is cooked is when the oil resurface, when your okra or any stew, when it's resurface, when the oil resurface, that means it's split. I mean your stew is cooked. Like this one is already done, and the taste was amazing, and I loved it so much. This I cooked it for a while, but now I'm gonna cook more of this okra soup as well. It's really good. So now it's done, and I plated on the plate, and that's assida, and then that's the okra stew. And I was doing a demo how you should eat it. I think you get a piece of assida, and then you scoop the okra stew. It was still hot, and then you just eat it. That's how we eat it, assida and okra stew. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.